Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's been a long time since I've been posting really anything related to this channel, which is unfortunate. I'm sure you can relate with different things in your life. Once you start something, you get the ball rolling, and then something comes up, and you just stop it. So that's been the case with this channel, which I feel really bad about because I do want to post more, I want to share more. It's exciting for me. I'm naturally a very introverted, kind of awkward person. At least that's how I view myself. So to have an outlet online, as I'm sure people who are on YouTube can relate to, can be quite nice. So I'm going to be posting more on this channel. If you're still subscribed, I hope you stay subscribed if you are interested in videos related to really general fitness, working out, more specifically Spartan race, obstacle racing, living in Thailand, business, kind of entrepreneurship, thinking creatively outside the box about how to design your life, design a lifestyle that fits you, and then also just general questions people have about Thailand because it is a rather interesting place. I kind of settle in very easily here since I've been here since 2018, so I'm numb to it, basically, is what I'm saying. But if I step back and think about it, this country is definitely very crazy, and there's a lot of interesting things going on this side of the world, especially if you're watching from the US or Canada or Europe. So please reach out to me with questions or comments on what you would like to see more of. Otherwise, I'm going to try to start posting more here. Just a little update on my life, I guess, the last couple months. So we moved back from Samui, which we were living on this summer, back to Bangkok. I resumed personal training for private clients around Bangkok and just trying kind of other various jobs online. Most recently, I reached out to a supplier here in Thailand and I actually started a little small company with them. Gonna give you a little shameless plug here. Kratom King, there's different ways to pronounce it. Basically, it's this herbal plant that's grown in this part of the world, and I started taking Kratom powder earlier, I guess the start of this year, really, and just have been taking it on and off and really like the effects, so I decided to make an actual supplement, and I wanted to see what exactly is in it, so I decided to pay the extra cost up front, get this stuff lab tested, which we have done, all certified, and now we are selling it. So that's pretty cool. I'll link the Shopee profile. That's where we're selling it currently down below. If you're interested, you can check that out. Otherwise, things on the athletic side kind of suck. Like I hurt my Achilles tendon in middle of January. So I haven't been running. This is now my eighth week that I haven't run, which I'm sure you can also relate to is very stressful if that's sort of your outlet on how to deal with things. So I've been back in the gym a little more frequently, probably put on a little bit more muscle than I was back in the summer, which is a good feeling, but obviously it's a trade-off. Definitely miss the running aspect. Trying to do what I can on the elliptical and bike, but just for me it's so boring. Like I think of myself, I'm a runner and I like doing things in the gym, and that's pretty much the extent of what I like to do. I don't really like a lot of other forms of cardio, although rowing, I'm getting back into rowing. So I recently did a 5K row time trial. I rowed 17:23, which I was pretty proud of. And I'm going to do a 2K row time trial tomorrow, see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, the athletic stuff's been super frustrating. Injuries always just are a pain, and I really want to get over this so I can lace up my shoes, start running again. Otherwise, enjoying training people. I've always loved coaching. I think it's definitely a passion. It's hard to really, I would say it's hard unless you have, a constant flow, a stream of clients. It's hard to kind of continue to make that a viable option for years to come, at least the way that I see it for myself. Like, I love it, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if that'll be what I do for my career down the line. So I'm always trying new things, probably get back into some more online content writing, marketing, and just see what happens. I mean, for me, like the whole point of this chapter of life and really being out here is to kind of do something different, break the mold a bit. Obviously, you want to be smart so you're not screwing over your future, but I guess I'm still optimistic enough that this is sort of the time of life to take bigger risks, especially with your career and sort of your whole lifestyle design, whatever you want to make it. And I think, not getting too philosophical here, but I believe that there are, Thailand, as restrictive as it is in terms of its government and its structure, it is, if you are from the West, it is sort of a land of opportunity for you to come here and really try to do something different, just simply because of low cost of living, fairly easy visas to kind of figure out, although that's a bit stressful, but vice versa is like 10 times harder, So for those two reasons alone, I'd say it kind of buys you time if you have some savings. There's a lot of people who come here trying various online businesses. Some people just want to come and be teachers. That's cool too. But I would say unless you're not a very highly paid teacher, it's pretty hard to land another kind of job here. So really what your other options are starting your own business, your own company, working for yourself, doing something online. I know guys who are employed in the US, Europe, Canada, and they've convinced their employers to allow them to work completely remotely, and then they come over to Thailand and they work over here because they like the culture, they like the lifestyle. It's lower cost of living, like I said. So if you're unfamiliar, I live in, right now, the place I live is not at all glamorous. I pay like $300 a month in rent, which if you're sitting at home watching this video in the USA, that's probably pretty unfathomable to think about, right? And, I've never owned a car. I've never owned a motorbike. I pay for public transportation, and I can pay a taxi, $3 to take me where I want to be most places in the city. So just like cost alone of those two things, it's a pretty massive difference when you're comparing it back home to the USA or to somewhere in Europe. And, there's obviously downsides too. Big language barrier. Not a lot of people speak English. It can be very isolating. I think during COVID, it was especially tough with all these lockdowns, a lot of restrictions, different news where you're not really sure what the heck's going on. One minute they'll implement something, the next minute they'll change it. The whole vaccine rollout thing was kind of crazy. So, it doesn't suit everyone. It really depends on your personality, sort of go with the flow. I'm a pretty chilled out kind of person. I like to be very focused in some areas of life, and in some areas I've just kind of learned to like live and let go a bit, and just not really, not stressed out too much. Like, I've dealt with too much stress, and I think, my time in university was riddled with a ton of anxiety and depression. I dropped out of school for a year basically for that reason. So to be in a new chapter of life, really since I moved to Asia over 6 years ago, that's kind of turned over a whole new leaf for me. And just realizing that, there's different ways to live your life. You don't have to be boxed into this little structure of society or, whatever people around, whatever your peers and family told you to do. That's not how it has to be. But obviously you got to be realistic too in what you're doing. I've definitely made some pretty big mistakes coming over here. I'll make a new video on that at some point, like different businesses, different small investments here or there, just things that you at one time they seem like a good idea, and then you realize that they're not, and things happen. But anyway, that's just sort of the update on my life here. I'll wrap it up since we're getting to 10 minutes. If you made it this far, Thanks for watching, and please stay subscribed for more upcoming content. Peace out. Make some gains if you're in the gym working out. Heavy deadlifts, heavy squats, Bulgarian split squats, weighted pull-ups, military press. Those are the 5 best exercises, just FYI. Okay, peace out.